What's going on, guys? What's up? What is up? What is up? What is up? Welcome to another episode of This is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. I am your host with the most, Brandon the franchise Buck, the greatest of all time, the best in the world, but more importantly, the owner of the world. Let's give it up for Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet. Order at planetjerky.net or over at the Gram Planet Jerky, as well as Seal the Deal wax seals over at the Gram, Seal the Deal _wax stamps. Order at iesportsradio.com/ seal the deal wax seals. Follow us on the Twitter, on the Gram, on the Bookie Face, TikTok, YouTube at IE Sports Radio. And of course, you can go to our direct feed, iesportsradio.com / this is KC Sports. Definitely check us out on YouTube because honestly, I like it. I think everybody else likes it, so we're going to do it. We're going to focus 100% on the YouTube, and you can follow us on our social media accounts, i.e., this is KC_IESR, as well as Real Franchise. Wherever I am connected, you will be connected. You will see me every Monday unless something changes. That's also a great way for you to keep up to date with what's going on in the sports world in Kansas City, both on the Kansas and the Missouri side, as well as if I just decide that maybe I just want to be a human being and take a break, because you know what? Fancy that. I'm not a robot. I don't see that happening anytime soon, though. I like this show too much. Let's talk about our newest sponsor, Raw Nutrition Supplements. Get rawnutrition.com. Use promo code IESR for 10% off, as well as we can't forget this big one. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off of their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to all the people around the world. Good afternoon, franchise. Have a great show. I appreciate you as always, Taryn. Thank you so much for keeping the lights on, if you will, and the production truck flowing and what have you. Folks, it's going to be a very laid back show today. I'm not even going to lie to you. It's going to be a very laid back show. We are going to be talking about Royals. We're going to be talking about the Current. We're going to be talking about sporting. We might talk a little bit about what's going on in the Kansas City world. Other than that, though, there's really not a whole lot going on. There's not a whole lot going on. I know the draft is coming up, and we'll talk a little bit about that in the next show and what have you. Other than that, though, it's just here we are. Here we are. It's the I don't know about anybody else. I don't know about anybody else, but for the sports fans out there that are used to having a late show with the Super Bowl, and then they have to go to work the next day, whether it be their team won or they lost. Anybody in Kansas City, their team lost this past Super Bowl. Yesterday was part two of my Super Bowl, and it was WrestleMania 1 and 2. Late night, early morning this morning. So needless to say, we call this the WrestleMania hangover, if you will. No drinking involved, but it's definitely the you feel like you just did a full body workout, and now you're just kind of like WTF, for lack of a better term. So that's kind of where we're at right now. We'll let the other guys talk about that on Wednesdays for WrestleMania and all that jazz. I personally liked it. I won't go into it. That's not what this show is all about today. But we're going to be talking about those three things. We'll maybe talk about some stuff going around in Kansas City. But first and foremost, we have to take a quick commercial break. We've got to take care of our sponsors, take care of the people that keep our electricity running. And then we will be right back for episode 90 of This is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that sports. We'll be right back.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, Single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the IE Sports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop, including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at IE Sports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports. Rise and shine. It's 4 a.m. The stars are still out. The sun is beneath the horizon, but it's time to punch in and go to work. The comfort of your warm-ups turns into the grinding out of your reps as the clinking and the clanking of the plates create a symphony of euphoria. There's no other feeling like it. Earn it, burn it, and take what's yours. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. Go hard, take part in your iron therapy, and be strong. Because when your mental health is as strong as you are, there's no telling how far you'll go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for episode 90 of This is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. My name is Brandon the Franchise Buck, the greatest of all time, the best in the world, but more importantly, the owner of the world. Thank you again for another joyous Monday afternoon. 70 degrees here in Kansas City. Good afternoon, franchise. Have a great show. Thank you very much, Taryn Rodriguez, the workhorse of IESR, I should say. He has just been an absolute angel when it comes to getting things prepped and ready to go and all that good jazz and whatnot. We cannot do this without him, as well as the many others that are behind the scenes. Of course, Jen B, Angela, Larry B, of course, and then so forth. There's an entire team of individuals that work for IE Sports Radio, and it's so hard sometimes just to name every single one of them because it's exactly that. There's so many of them that help out either with a individual show or multiple shows, if you will, as well as or just there just to stick around for maybe 30 seconds and show a little bit of support. And I can tell you this much, when it comes to support, last week was an absolute great show. Richard Harper, ladies and gentlemen, that teal man, Richard Harper from Fort Scott, Kansas, who is now up here in Kansas City. Big thank you to him for joining the show last week. We had teased about this for off and on for damn near almost a year. But the fact of the matter is, people's schedules, that's just how it works out. And we lucked out. It was the luck of the draw. We got things done. We had a great almost 2-hour broadcast last week, which you can check us out on YouTube. Just go to IESR or IE Sports Radio, IE Sports Radio, and scroll until you see This is KC Sports. It's episode 89 of our show, and you'll be able to catch that broadcast, that almost 2-hour broadcast with Richard Harper and myself. He talks about where he came from, what got him started, and what's he doing now with the whole teal guy gimmick. So, I mean, that's just, it's a great episode. Check it on out. He appreciates it. I appreciate it. You can't go wrong with this dude. He is, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. Let's get down to the nitty gritty here. Let's go into the soccer world of Sporting Kansas City as the boys, I tell you, they've had an interesting season so far. Last week, we talked about how they lost to Portland 4-2. And then Saturday, they win it against San Jose 5-3. What can we say about this? Well, we can say this, we can say that, but how I'm going to do it is, for those of you that are keeping track, we're going to be doing San Jose to Sporting KC, San Jose to Sporting KC. So when it comes to shots, you're looking at 22 to 7. You're looking at 7 targets, comparable to 5 targets. For San Jose, 68% possession comparable to your 32% possession. That's pretty crazy right there. Passes, 553 comparable to 283. 81% for San Jose comparable to 60% pass accuracy. 13 fouls comparable to 15 fouls. 2 yellow cards for both, 0 red cards, 6 offsides comparable to 3 offsides, and then 6 corners comparable to 0. But when it's all said and done, San Jose succumbs to Sporting Kansas City 5-3. Now, last week, Richard Harper was nice enough to give us a little bit of his tea of what he felt the season was going to be all about, and this and that. He's absolutely right. It's kind of Kansas City anything. You start out at the very beginning of the season. Nobody really expects big things to happen at the beginning of the season. It's kind of like warming up, the metaphorical warming up. You got to get your stretches. You got to do this and that, and what have you. Big shout out to. We're not on topic. This is the wrong show, but we gotta give credit where credit is due. Steve Chastain, what's going on, brother? It's one of those things where it's like, if you've had 24 hours, you can't really be mad at any spoilers. And since everybody and anybody was talking about it, because that's just basically what it's all about. If people are talking about it, then you can't really get mad. Yeah, John Cena. There it is. John Cena to real life John Cena right there. Good to see you, Steve. When it comes to Sporting Kansas City and with any team in the Kansas City area, you're not expecting anything big to happen. People just automatically assume, okay, this is warming up. We're just warming up. We're getting our feet wet. We're testing the waters here, this, that. And we're going to go into see how the progression works. And sometimes it works out. Sometimes it does not. In this case, for this matchup, it did. So that is a big time deal for them. That's great. There's more matches, obviously, in the season. We haven't even put a dent into anything of that yet. So I mean, where do we go from here? Well, they're on the momentum right now. They just beat San Jose. The next match is going to be on this coming Saturday at 1:30 against Cincinnati. I want to try and get the details on this because that looks like it's going to be an over in Cincinnati. I do not see. There we go. It's not going to tell me if we can watch this on ESPN. It says that you can watch it on ESPN. I don't believe it, though. I don't believe it. So we're just going to go and see what it says on the actual website here because, you would think that they would get this just so easy for me, and they don't. And I feel like a real ticker in the boot when it comes to this stuff. It's not telling me where you can see it. I'm sure if you have ESPN Plus or if you have YouTube TV, you'll be able to watch it. If not, it's definitely going to be on the radio. So there's that. Moving on. If I can get these things figured out here, because I'm just kind of all over the place today, guys. I apologize. KC Current, of course. We just talked about Richard Harper, and we had a great 2-hour broadcast with him last week. Let's talk about the women in teal, the Kansas City Current, who are still going on their undefeated streak. Last week, on the 12th, they beat the San Diego Wave 2-0. And now this week, on the 19th, they beat the Houston Dash, coincidentally, 2-0. Let's check out the stats right here. And for those of you that are doing this at home, I'm talking about the Current, and then I'm talking about the Dash. So Kansas City, Houston, Kansas City, Houston. So 15 shots comparable to 5 shots for Kansas City, 6 shots on target comparable to 2 against the Dash. 49% Kansas City possession comparable to 51% possession for the Dash. 438 passes for Kansas City, comparable to 466 for the Dash. 78% accurate pass accuracy, comparable to 78. So even odds. You're looking at 9 fouls for the Current and 9 fouls for the Dash. 0 yellow cards, comparable to 2 yellow cards for the Dash. 0 red cards for both teams. 1 offsides for the Current. 9 corners for the Current, comparable to 1 corner for the Dash. All said and done, April 19, 2-0, Kansas City Current. Uh, the standings are as follows. They're probably still no, they're actually ahead of the Orlando Pride by 1 match. So 5-0. Orlando has lost 1 time, and they are tied with Washington, and that's that. So I mean, right now, currently, the Kansas City Current, the ladies in teal, are standing in the NWSL right now, and that is good. That's a good thing. That's a good thing for everybody, especially the women in teal. Um, it's you love you, we talked about this last week with Richard, how you just love to see women's sports conquer. You love to see them and how they blossom and whatnot from what we were as a society and sports league and this and that to where we are today, where we have a legitimate um, sports stadium that is just to entertain women's soccer in the KC Current. Um, you just absolutely love to see it, and it's such a great time. And one of these days, so help me God, I am going to make it to a match for the Kansas City Current. I'm probably going to see Richard somewhere, and we're going to be having a blast. And um, it's going to be a great thing. A fellow Kansas Citian and Chastain. I call him Cena. If you see this dude in real life, you'll completely understand why I call him John Cena. We love the Current. They are really stepping up their game. Yes, they are. They're absolutely stepping up their game. They've been doing that since, I want to say, since they debuted the CPKL uh, soccer stadium. Um, since then, it's just been kind of a whirlwind. I What was it, last season? They were going back and forth against Orlando Pride. They were going for the rubber match in the postseason, and they lose to Orlando. So Orlando jokingly is like the Cleveland Guardians to the Kansas City Royals. They just have, they're just our kryptonite. Um, and yeah, just seeing all the ladies, man. You just get so pumped up watching their matches, watching CPKC, excuse me. Um, you just get so hyped up watching their matches and just seeing what they do and everything. It's fun. It's just absolutely fun. You don't get, and especially today, in today's world, you just don't get a lot of fun things anymore. It sucks. And if you're able to get those fun things, then why not? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to see if I'm missing anything here. I don't think I am. I mean, geez Louise, I'm not getting what I want here. But I mean, you have Mace, you have Zenerato, you have Sharples, Labadada. Um, they were all the top rating performers of the match. Um, they're they're phenomenal. Watch them. Get a chance. I don't Wherever you are, even if you're outside of Kansas, if you're in Florida, for all that matters, or Washington, Portland, whatever. Check out a women's soccer match because it's definitely changed the game um, for for sports in general and for women and for young women, for girls, teenagers, and adults alike. Steve, again, they will overcome. They are also changing women's soccer as other teams are starting to raise money for their own stadium. See, there you go. There you go. Trendsetters, if you will. They see what we're doing up here, and they're like, you know what? That's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and do it for our teams as well. 1,000%. 1,000%. I am absolutely about that. I think actually what I am going to do is I'm going to take a quick little commercial break because your boy needs to sip on his little sis, and wet his whistle here. We're going to come back. We're going to be talking about the Kansas City Royals. Going to get some fan interaction in. It's going to be a very laid back show, guys. For those of you that understand, for those of you that know, it's kind of a WrestleMania hangover. We're all tired after a Super Bowl on a Sunday night and we have to go to work Monday morning. Imagine that feeling after 2 Super Bowls. So a Super Bowl on a Saturday and a Super Bowl on a Sunday. And that's where your boy is at, when it comes to the energy and the hype and what have you. I know I'm supposed to be keeping kayfabe right now, but I'm breaking the fourth wall. Brandon's tired. He's a human, so he's not going to be as hyperactive as he normally is. But with that being said, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to come back. We're going to be talking about the Kansas City Royals. We're going to have some fan interaction time, talk to you guys a little bit, and then we're going to get geared up for next week's show and all of that good jazz and whatnot. We were talking about wrestling, so we might as well just promo up our guys down the corner over here and let you know when the old wrestling show for IESR is going to be on top. We will be right back, folks. Stay tuned. Don't move. This is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that sports. We will be right back.
The roar of the crowd, the drama and pageantry, the adrenaline rush and decadence of the world of professional wrestling. Join yours truly, the SoCal Saint, for the best pro wrestling podcast going today, the IE Wrestling Show, exclusively on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Join us every Wednesday from 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Once again, every Wednesday, the IE Wrestling Show. It's just too woo!
Everybody, this is Darren Rodriguez. Are you a fan of volleyball? Are you a fan of Thunderous Spikes? Then I have the show for you, Set Point, where I cover NCAA men's and women's volleyball, high school boys and girls volleyball, beach volleyball, and even professional volleyball. Catch the action every week here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Are you a Tar Heel, Blue Devil, Demon Deacon, or maybe even a Gamecock? Do you cheer for the Panthers, the Canes, the Crown? And check out the Carolina Sports Update every week with me, Neil Curtis, to get the latest and greatest on all the sports action in the Carolinas. We'll be talking pro sports, ACC and SEC football, basketball, baseball, and everything in between. We'll even talk a little Formula One racing now and again. So, for the best hour of Carolina sports coverage, catch me each week on Carolina Sports Update with Neil Curtis, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hello, everyone. My name is Daryl Kinsey Jr., and I'm welcoming you to take another lap with the fastest show on IE Sports Radio. Yes, this is the Extra Mile with me and my co-host Christopher Lehman. and Michael Ward. We talk everything racing from NASCAR to IndyCar to Formula One to limited hydroplanes, endurance racing, the NHRA, and more. So come join us for an hour of great racing talk and a lot of fun as well on the Extra Mile, Thursdays at 8 p.m. only on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's up, Pittsburgh? This is Ralph Galise, the host of the Injury Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Are you that passionate, diehard Steelers, Penguins, Pirates, or just a Pittsburgh sports fan? Then please join me on the Injury Report every Tuesday on IE Sports Radio, the direct feed for all that is sports. And I will update you on all that's black and gold, have you telling your Pittsburgh fans and friends what's up with Pittsburgh sports. Tune in Tuesday with me, Ralph Galise, the Injury Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Let's go!
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back for another episode of This is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. My name is Brandon the Franchise Buck, the greatest of all time, the best in the world, but more importantly, the owner of the world. Planet Jerky, premium brisket beef jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet. Order here at planetjerky.net or go over to the gram at Planet Jerky, as well as Seal the Deal Wax Seals, Instagram, Seal the Deal _ wax stamps. Order at iesportsradio.com/seal the deal wax seals. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health, as well as our newest sponsor, Raw Nutrition Supplements. Get rawnutrition.com. Use promo code IESR for 10% off. And of course, on the socials, follow us on the Twitter and on the gram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, IE Sports Radio. Scroll down until you see This is KC Sports. You'll get to find me. This is now exclusively going to be on YouTube. So as long as you are following us on our socials, if we're connected, you're connected, and you will be following us and watching us live. No longer doing the audio thing. Audio is the thing of the past. Now we're doing everything front row center here. Very visual, very I can't think of what the kids are saying now, but whatever the kids are saying, that's what we're doing now. We're YouTube exclusive. Check us out every week, as well as the socials connected. Speaking of socials connected, this is KC_IESR, as well as Real Franchise. That's how we connect. That's how we talk. That's how we do all of that great stuff. Big shout out to Richard Harper. Last week we had a great almost 2-hour broadcast with the man, the myth, the legend himself, the legend that is that teal guy, the teal man. He talks to us about his childhood growing up in Fort Scott, Kansas, as well as life outside of Southeast Kansas and Pittsburgh State University, our alma maters, as well as the Pitt State Marching Band, Pride of the Plains Marching Band. And then moving to Kansas City, and then just finally discovering Teal Man and what it has done for him, and what he's planning on doing with the whole character gimmick. So, I mean, big shout out to him. That is his social right there. Go check him on out on Twitter. He's very fan oriented, and he's definitely the guy to go to when it comes to that. I was going to say that we could do a little fan interaction here. But in all honesty, I'm going to tell you, we might be talking about some other things, but between now and when the show ends, go ahead, fan interaction. Let's do it. Let's talk about it. Kansas City Royals, the boys in blue. They Richard mentioned something last week that it's still the beginning of the season, and you can't really expect too much. And that's just a Kansas City anything, guys. That's just the Chiefs do it. I guess maybe we've been spoiled enough to believe that they're always going to conquer at the beginning of the season. That's not always come to fruition, but it is what it is. When it comes to baseball, not so much. The boys in blue tend to take an extra couple of weeks to warm up, if you will, before they actually start playing. And starting with the series last week on Monday, that did not change one bit. Losing 4-1 in the opening series against the Yanks on the 14th, and then the 15th, 4-2. You're not seeing too much stuff going on with the boys. Garcia and Witt and Perez all had hits, as well as Melendez. When it came right down to it, though, Bobby Witt Jr. had an RBI, as well as MJ Melendez. But it was indefinitely the pinstripe men from New York that beat the Royals on Tuesday 4-2. That goes without saying, though, because that wasn't the end of the series, as we had the 16th 4-3. God almighty, first game of the series 1, second game of the series 2, third game of the series, and the conclusion 3. 444 was the magic number for the New York Yankees. Going into Thursday with their new series against Detroit, 6-1 against Detroit. They lose 6-1. To be more specific here. You had India, you had Bobby, you had Massey with 3 hits, and then Garcia and Biggio with a hit per piece. God almighty, what is going on, guys? You had Garcia with an RBI. That was it. Salvi, he had 3 at-bats, he had 1 run, and he had not a good game. What are you going to do? What are you going to do here? 6-1 Detroit on the 17th. That was Thursday. And then Friday, the 18th, 7-3. And then 19th, 3-1. And then yesterday, the Royals finally beat the Tigers 4-3. Tomorrow, they start their new series against the Colorado Rockies. What happened yesterday for them to come on by and win? Well, let's just go down the list here. We have a Bobby Witt run as well as a hit. We have 2 hits for Canha, 2 hits for Garcia, 1 hit for Renfroe, 1 hit for Pasquantino, and then 2 for Waters and whatnot. Waters, Pasquantino, and Kana and Bobby Witt Jr. all had RBIs. That was about it. So currently, right now, the Royals are straggling at 9-14 as they go up against Colorado starting tomorrow, and you can watch that game. Let's see here. Is it going to be the same stuff? Yep, you can watch it on MLB Extra Innings as well as any of the Bally Sports TV options. I'm almost 80-90% certain that if you have YouTube TV, you'll be able to watch them as well. Royals, not having a good time at all. But, again, this is something that Kansas City fans you just get used to it. Goodness gracious. Where do you go from here? What do you do? Nothing. You do nothing. You can't do a game plan. You can't do this or that. You just have to keep rolling with the punches. You have to you got to just do what you got to do. You got to do what the boys in blue do. and you just kind of knuckle up and play some ball and go with the flow here. That's what's going on, and that's what they're going to have to do. I want to say after the draft, which is on the 24th, by the way, for those of you keeping track. And the Kansas City Chiefs are, I believe, the 31st pick for the draft. Excuse me. I believe it's usually after the draft or even after the All-Star game is when the boys start to pick things on up with the baseballs and what have you. So tomorrow, 6:40, going up against Colorado Rockies. You can watch that on the MLB Network as well as the Bally Sports package. Other than that, there's not really much to say about the guys. It is what it is, though. But, I mean, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Guys, I told you it was going to be a pretty laid-back show. We're going to take one more commercial break, and then we'll be right back. So don't move for episode 90. This is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that sports. We'll be right back.
Hi, eSports Radio fans. This show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, single-A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all-brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet. Sports fans, do you like teams that are tough, cities that are tougher, and fan bases that are passionate about their teams? How about teams that are historic and stadiums that are iconic? Then you belong in Chicago, and you need to check out Chi-Town Weekly. Join me, Adam Kernan, every week as we keep up with all things Chicago sports. Bears, Bulls, Blackhawks, Cubs, White Sox. We'll cover them all, plus more. The Windy City is always buzzing, and we'll keep you up on all the big games and major stories. So tune in to Chi-Town Weekly every week right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Hockey fans, I'm Adam Kernan.
And I'm Zach Puplis.
Together, we are the newest version of Hockey Talk on IE Sports Radio, The Neutral Zone.
Zone.
We love hockey, but we also know it's not everyone's first sport. So we want to make this show as much for new fans as for the diehards.
Whether you can name all the Swedes on the 08 Red Wings Stanley Cup team, or if you can't tell if Varlamov is a goalie or the latest trendy vodka, we're here to help. With facts, figures, and outrageous fans, we bring you all the hard-hitting hockey news you can handle, while still keeping it fun and on the rails. Well, mostly.
So tune in every week as we go around the hockey world, from college to Canada, the minors and the majors, and everywhere in between.
So bring your cellies,
And your one-timers,
you wicked wristas.
and be sure to protect your five-hole.
Catch the Neutral Zone every week on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
We promise not to pick on the Arizona Coyotes every episode.
Ladies and gentlemen, another episode of This is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that sports. Brandon Buck, episode 90. It is going to be a very laid-back show. We are, I say we, and I mean me, and I don't know where he's at. He might be upstairs right now, but the this is KC Sports mascot, my cat, Lucky. We're both kind of on what we call the WrestleMania hangover right now. Not the literal sense. There's no alcohol involved, but it's the same difference as when we all, the majority of us, if you will, we watch the Super Bowl. It's a late night. We're hyped. Either our team won or lost, and then we have to go to work that next morning, which is absolute dread. It's an absolute bummer. It is what it is, but that's kind of where we're at right now. We're just kind of at a low kind of chill vibe today. So big thanks, of course, to Richard Harper last week. Amazing show. Go on YouTube. Check out IE Sports Radio. Scroll for This is KC Sports episode number 89. You have about a 2-hour broadcast with myself and Richard. He comes in pretty much towards the beginning of the show. And we just talk about his life. We talk about his beginning, middle, and end, or to be continued, if you will, with him, with his childhood to where he is now, being the fan fanatic for the KC Current as Teal Man, the guy who's bald-headed, painted in teal with the red glittered beard, and all that good jazz. So, I mean, check that episode on out. I know he would absolutely love the feedback, and he appreciates all of you. We have spoken a couple of times after the show. He is grinning from ear to ear, and he absolutely deserves it. When it comes to socials, this is KC_IESR, or Real Franchise. You can interact on both accounts, interact with us. As long as it's clean, we'll even broadcast it on the show. And all that good jazz. We are officially YouTube exclusive. What does that mean? That means that audio is in the past. It's a thing of the past. Video is in the now. So every Monday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, wherever you may be, we will be on the UBTube. If you just scroll on IE Sports Radio and look for This is KC Sports, you will find the show as well as previous shows from the past. And you'll just check out, what we've talked about, how things have rolled, how things were when we had 2 watchers, 2 viewers to the show, to how we accumulated over 300 people per episode and what have you. So, I mean, that's a fun little stat there, if you will. We got to do, of course, we're talking about YouTube. We're talking about the socials. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, IE Sports Radio. Again, just scroll until you see This is KC Sports. That's the show right here every Monday, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can watch us. You can watch me and all of that good jazz. Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet. Order here, planetjerky.net, as well as on the gram, Planet Jerky, as well as Seal the Deal Wax Seals on the gram, Seal the Deal _wax stamps. Order at iesportsradio.com/Seal the Deal Wax Seals. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health, as well as our newest sponsor, Raw Nutrition Supplements. GetRawNutrition.com. Use promo code IESR for 10% off. Holy guacamole. Let me tell you something, folks. The WrestleMania hangover, same difference as the Super Bowl hangover, if you will, okay? Minus the alcohol involved, because there is no alcohol. I guarantee you, there is no alcohol involved this weekend. However, wow, late nights for both nights. Granted, it ended about 9:45, both shows, but then you still get the hype, and then you still want to watch the replay and this and that, and next thing you know, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. So then you wonder, what is Brandon doing up so early? Why is Brandon making breakfast? Why is Brandon doing strange things at 5 o'clock in the morning when everybody else is asleep because they're sane? That's why. And anybody who knows. Cena, you know. The Raw After Mania is one of the biggest shows of the year. It's one of the last biggest shows of the year. Don't mind me. I'm watching our neighbors to make sure that they don't hit my vehicle. And it looks like everybody's passed by. Good. Okay, we're good. We're solid. Everybody passed my vehicle, and it's not even sticking out in the middle of the road, but I know how people are. With that being said, guys, we really don't have much to talk about. Next week, we're going to be talking about the draft. It starts on the 24th of this week, so stay tuned for that. It is just, it's going to be Thursday. It's going to be in Wisconsin. It's going to be Green Bay country. So that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun to talk about this and that. I wish I wish some people would give me some notes here about what's sponsored, what's not. But this is the theme of This is KC Sports, folks. Sometimes you got to make chicken salad out of chicken, you know what, and that's exactly what your boy likes to do because he's the king of improvisation and going off of a whim, going off without a script, if you will. If nobody believes me, just talk to the big man that's in charge of the production truck. He'll tell you that I kind of go off a no script policy here. So apologies, but thank you for intriguing me with the knowledge because now I will remember this. Excuse me. Gosh, Lee. This is also a big thing from one of our great people with IESR. Vital Apparel also has weighted hoodies. That's the thing. And when you have the body structure such as me who freezes in 70-degree weather, kind of like Senka from the Disney movie Cool Runnings, weighted hoodies are not a bad thing. They're a good thing. So definitely check them on out. Check them on out. It's for a good cause. It's for great hype. It's all that good jazz here. And plus, you get 15% off. You get 15% off when you buy them. So get yourself a weighted hoodie and use our code IESR and get 15% off. Get yourself something fun. It's the day after April. So, I mean, stay off. I'm not going to go into it. I know anybody who knows. Okay, I don't even have to make it that apparent. But I mean, yesterday for the good people and whatnot, it was the resurrection of Jesus Christ. In other people's circumstances, it was the holiday of Snoop Dogg. We'll just say that. I did not partake, so Snoop Dogg did not visit my house yesterday, but it is what it is. That's good. That's a good deal. No, in all seriousness though, make sure you check them on out. Check out Vital Apparel. It's for a great cause. Definitely check out the other people as well. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the loose weight, whatever you want to call it, the wasted weight, if you will, because we don't need it. So we're not going to do it. YouTube exclusive. YouTube exclusive. Audio is in the past, video is in the now. IE Sports Radio. Scroll on by until you find This is KC Sports, and then you get to see my face. That is great for radio, not so great for the public eye. And you get to check us on out. We got 90 episodes. 90 episodes. Today was lackluster, and that's okay because not everybody can have an award-winning show every week. There's something about Diet Coke and springtime weather that just mixes well for me. I don't know what it is. It's kind of like Gatorade after a workout. But yeah, YouTube exclusive. So I know last week we talked about that we were on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Don't worry about that anymore. Don't worry about that anymore. We're not even going to talk about it. We're not even going to talk about that at all. We're going to be talking about YouTube. YouTube. So make sure when you go on IE Sports Radio, you find this show. This is KC Sports. You hit the notification button. You hit the subscribe button. Subscribe, please. I would love to have a lot of subscribers for this show. We have done such a big thing, guys. We've done such a big thing. The fact is when we very first started this show, Once Upon a Time in a Faraway Land, I really want to say that we started this show when it might have been before COVID, it might have been during COVID, or what have you. I know I was sitting at home in Southeast Kansas, and I get a message from our main guy, Larry B., and he asked me if I wanted to do a podcast, which was then just strictly audio. I said, yeah, life happened, so I had to take a break. We had another guy who took over the reins for a good lengthy amount of time until finally I found some peace in my life that I could come back from all the hectic that I decided to overbook myself with. And the gentleman who took over is no longer with us. He's doing his own thing, which is perfectly fine. Great guy. But now the reins have been with me since the end of December. And you go from having literally 2 viewers, 2 listeners, whatever the case may be, to now we've accumulated 300 something plus per week and what have you. It's a great feeling. And I'd like to continue on with great feelings with this show and what have you. And give myself some credit. I could do TV. I did do TV. And I promise you, if I can find the video footage, maybe I can do a little snippet. There's nothing that we're going to get in trouble with, but I can do a little snippet of how I was back then comparable to how I am in 2025. And spoiler alert, nothing's changed. I still kind of go off the rails and kind of do my off script or no script policy, which kind of made people a little bit nervous in the production truck for Pittsburgh State University. But nobody got canceled. And nobody got fined. So, I mean, that's a positive thing, right? That's definitely something that we don't want to do. We don't want to get anybody in trouble. So nobody get too nervous when they're watching me from the behind the scenes stuff with me, because I'm not going to get anybody in trouble. I promise you. Folks, next week, same bat time, same bat channel, Monday, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. I don't think I'm going to be on vacation. I think it's going to be next month. I'm trying to look at, here's the calendar. No, it's not going to be until next month, way next month. So yes, I will be back, of course, next week. We're going to be talking about the NFL draft. We're going to be talking about the Kansas City Chiefs and how well they did on the draft and people's predictions. That's going to be a great time, ladies and gentlemen, for the interaction with the NFL draft and the Kansas City Chiefs. That if you want to chime in and you want to say your piece about the Kansas City Chiefs and what their draft picks were and this and that, go ahead and chime on in, because that's going to be a perfect time for fan interaction with This is KC Sports, and I would like to get your viewpoints on that, because your boy's going to have to do a little bit of history lessons here with the roster that we decided to draft in, and kind of sharpen up the old noggin, if you will. Other than that, guys, I'm done rambling and talking your guys' ear off. It's been a nice hour. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day. I appreciate the IESR team coming on in, saying hello, kind of educating me on what we're talking about what we're not supposed to talk about anymore. Thank you so much because, indefinitely, all jokes aside, I probably missed the memo, which is a huge apology on my part. You can talk to Larry. He'll tell you I am the king when it comes to being absolutely busy and just trying to make ends meet with this. No, no excuses. I know, no excuses. Just call me the off the rails amateur Pat McAfee because that's just kind of how I am. But we make the show good. We make the show for what it's worth. Next week we're going to talk about probably all sports. We're going to be talking about the draft. We're going to talk about the Royals, Sporting KC Current. We're going to be seeing what's going on in the Kansas City world. So expect a longer show next week than it was for today. But other than that, folks, as always, my name is Brandon the Franchise Buck, the greatest of all time, the best in the world, but more importantly, the owner of the world. And this is episode 90 of KC Sports. Until next week, we will see you down the road for This is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. But before I go, I just have to say this. Just have to say this before I go ahead and wrap things up here. Thank you so much for last week. Last week was a humongous success. I want to really just bring that into wraps with you guys. Last week was a humongous success. Granted, I know Richard. I've known him for years. He's a close personal friend of mine. However, you guys don't know him. So to hear his story and to be allowed a platform for him to express his story and to express how Tealman was made and what joy he gets attending the KC Current matches and this and that. Humongous success. And for Jess, you're absolutely right. Sporting KC was fire on Saturday. KC Current has been fire all season, being undefeated. We cannot forget Shin Pads and Jess and whatnot for keeping us up to date with IESR Nation, for Soccer Nation, if you will, the soccer world. And she does a great job. Check her on out. But thank you again. Very lastly, before I go ahead and wind things up here, thank you very much again for taking the time to watch that long show. I'm glad it was long. I'm glad we had the time to have Richard on the show. He had a great time. He enjoyed himself thoroughly, and I couldn't have been any happier with the show. Other than a few technical difficulties, but I mean, that's technology for you. What are you going to do? I'm not too worried about it. I'm not going to cry over spilt milk. But guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this on up here. We've talked a long time. We've talked enough. We don't have a lot to talk about. Next week we will, so be prepared for a little bit longer show. But as always, my name is Brandon the Franchise Buck, and this is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. My name is Brandon the Franchise Buck, the greatest of all time, the best in the world, but more importantly, the owner of the world. Until next week, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time on Monday. Catch you down the road. Everybody, good afternoon, good morning, good night.